Adam Miller floated in the void of space, his magnetic boots locked to the surface of asteroid KB 429. The mining laser in his hands cut through the rock with ease, revealing veins of precious metals beneath. Adam worked alone out here in the Kuiper Belt, far from Earth and its many problems. He preferred it this way. His wrist computer beeped. Adam checked the small screen and frowned. Something was moving nearby, something that shouldn't be there. Company policy said to report unusual readings and wait for instructions. Adam never much cared for company policy. He shut off his laser and looked up. Against the blackness of space, a dim light flickered. Adam adjusted his helmet's vision enhancement. The light grew clearer. It was a ship, but not like any he had seen before. It moved strangely, wobbling and drifting as if damaged. Control, this is Miller at Site KP 429. I've got an unidentified object approaching my position. Looks like a ship in trouble. The radio crackled. Miller, maintain position. Do not approach. Repeat, do not approach. We're sending a security team. Adam watched as the strange craft drifted closer. It was small, about the size of a shuttle, with a smooth, curved hull that seemed to shimmer despite the lack of light. Damage was visible along one side, a jagged tear exposing internal components. They won't get here in time, Adam muttered to himself. He detached his safety line and fired his suit thrusters, pushing away from the asteroid and toward the mysterious ship. As he drew closer, Adam could see that the craft was unlike anything humans had built. Its hull material seemed to flow like liquid metal, but remained solid. No visible seams or panels marked its surface. The damaged section pulsed with a soft blue light. Adam reached the ship and grabbed onto an outcropping near the tier. He peered inside, his helmet light illuminating the interior. The cockpit was small, designed for a single pilot. In the seat was a creature Adam could hardly believe was real. The alien was humanoid, but clearly not human. Its skin was pale blue, almost translucent, with patterns that glowed faintly. It had 4 arms and a large head with no visible ears. Its eyes were large and black, now fixed on Adam with unmistakable intelligence. The creature was injured. A dark fluid leaked from a wound in its chest. It raised one hand toward Adam, fingers trembling. Adam didn't hesitate. He pulled himself into the ship and floated to the alien side. The creature's mouth opened, revealing pointed teeth. It made a series of clicking sounds. Adam's neural implant tingled. The military-grade tech in his head, left over from his Marine days, was reacting to something. The alien reached out again, this time touching Adam's helmet directly over the implant port. Pain shot through Adam's skull. Images flashed in his mind. Stars, planets, maps, faces of creatures he couldn't identify. Knowledge poured into him like water into an empty glass. He saw a massive structure floating in space, creatures of different shapes and sizes gathered in a great hall. He heard words in a language he didn't know but somehow understood. Council, danger, Earth, promise. When the pain stopped, Adam found himself clutching the alien's hand. The creature's eyes were dimming, its glow fading. Help, you must go. Council arbiter. The words formed in Adam's mind, not his ears. Promise. I promise, Adam said, though he barely understood what he was agreeing to. The alien's grip relaxed. Its glow faded completely. It was dead. Adam floated there, stunned, as his implant processed the alien data. Coordinates to somewhere deep in space. Evidence of conspiracy. Danger to Earth. The knowledge settled into his mind like memories he never knew he had. His radio crackled again. Miller, report status. Adam looked at the dead alien. Control, we've got a situation. I need emergency extraction. And get me a secure line to Earth Defense Command. Outside the damaged ship, stars twinkled innocently. Somewhere out there was this council the alien mentioned. And Adam now carried information that would change everything. The shuttle ride back to Earth was long and tense. Adam sat alone in the passenger compartment, his mind racing with the alien knowledge now trapped in his neural implant. Strange symbols and star maps flashed through his thoughts. Words and languages he had never heard before somehow made perfect sense to him. 3 days after his return to Earth, Adam found himself in a cold meeting room at United Earth Defense Force headquarters. 5 serious-looking people in dark suits sat across from him. None of them looked happy. "Mr. Miller, please explain again what happened on asteroid KB 429, said a stern woman with short gray hair. Her name tag read Director Karen Evans. Adam sighed and repeated his story for what felt like the 100th time. When he finished, the room fell silent. "And you're sure the alien, this Frick, transferred information about a galactic council?" asked a tall man with a military bearing. "Yes, General. I can see it clearly. Coordinates, maps, faces. The council includes 12 different alien species. They've been watching Earth for centuries." The people around the table exchanged worried glances. A thin man with glasses slid a tablet across to Adam. "Is this what you saw?" he asked. Adam looked at the screen. It showed a massive fleet of ships entering the solar system. His blood ran cold. "Where did you get this?" Adam asked. "Our deep space monitoring stations detected them 3 days ago," said Director Evans. "They'll reach Earth in less than a week." Adam's mind raced. The data in his implant supplied the answer. It's an inspection fleet. The Council checks on developing worlds every few centuries. They weren't supposed to return for another 50 years. "Why now?" asked the general. Adam shook his head. "I don't know. But we need to prepare. They'll expect Earth to follow their protocols." "Protocols we know nothing about," Director Evans said with a frown. The door to the meeting room burst open. A young woman in a rumpled uniform rushed in, out of breath. "The alien fleet just changed course," she said. "They're heading directly for Earth. Estimated arrival in 36 hours. Panic erupted around the table. Only Adam remained calm, the alien knowledge guiding his thoughts. "We need a diplomatic team," he said. "Now." 24 hours later, Adam stood in a hastily assembled diplomatic chamber. The room had been built inside a large hangar at what was once an Air Force base. The walls were covered with symbols Adam had helped design, signs of peace and welcome based on the Council's own language. He wore an uncomfortable formal uniform with no rank. The United Earth government had named him technical advisor to the diplomatic team, despite his protests that he should be kept hidden. Adam knew that his possession of alien neural data was forbidden by Council law. "They're entering orbit," announced a nervous technician. Adam felt the alien knowledge stir within him. He knew what would happen next. The Council would send down a small delegation led by the Grand Arbiter, the highest judicial authority in their fleet. The air in the center of the room shimmered. Adam's fellow humans gasped as 5 aliens materialized before them. 4 were tall, slender beings with pale skin and large eyes, security guards from a species called the Elder. In the center stood a massive creature with red gold scales and 6 arms, Grand Arbiter Tholith. The alien's vertical pupils focused on the Earth delegation. It spoke in a deep, rumbling voice that somehow everyone understood. "We are the Galactic Council. Your world has been found in violation of Development Protocol 7-93, unauthorized technological advancement, unsanctioned space exploration." The Arbiter's eyes narrowed. "Explain yourselves." The head of Earth's diplomatic team stepped forward, a speech prepared. But Tholeth wasn't looking at him. The Arbiter's gaze had fixed on Adam. "You," the alien said, "you carry Zorathi neural encryption. How is this possible?" Adam felt every eye in the room turn to him. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. "I think," he said carefully, "we need to talk." The next day, Adam found himself aboard the Council flagship, a massive vessel that dwarfed anything humans had built. Its corridors curved in strange ways that made his head hurt. The gravity felt wrong, just a bit too light. Everything smelled of something like cinnamon mixed with ozone. 2 Eldar guards walked beside him. They had not spoken a word since bringing him aboard. The Earth diplomatic team had protested when the Council demanded Adam join them, but they had no real power to refuse. The guards stopped at a door that opened by itself. They gestured for Adam to enter. Inside was a round room with walls that glowed softly. A single chair sat in the center. "Sit," said a voice from nowhere. "The examiner will arrive shortly." Adam sat and waited. His neural implant tingled constantly here, reacting to the alien technology all around him. The information Vrek had given him seemed to stir in his mind, like a fish just below the surface of water. The door opened again. A slim alien with blue-gray skin entered. She. Adam somehow knew it was female, had large, dark eyes, and 6 fingers on each hand. She wore a white coat covered with pockets. "I am Susan Carter," she said in perfect English. "I will be your examiner." Adam blinked in surprise. That's a human name. The alien made a sound like quiet bells. Laughter, perhaps. "We take names that our subjects can pronounce easily. It helps with trust." She took out a small device and waved it near Adam's head. "Your neural implant is fascinating. Crude, but effective." It was military grade. Best Earth could make 10 years ago. Susan nodded. Yet somehow it accepted Zorathi encryption patterns. "This should be impossible. Your brain should have been destroyed." Adam shrugged. "Lucky, I guess." "No such luck exists." Susan put away her device. "The Council has existed for 50,000 of your years. We have rules. We monitor developing worlds. We guide them, slowly and carefully. Earth was not due for contact for another century at least. Then why are you here now?" Adam asked. Susan's expression changed slightly. "The elder races detected unusual energy signatures from your solar system. Technology that should not exist yet. They feared interference." Adam knew she wasn't telling the full truth. The knowledge in his implant whispered that something else had brought them here. "What happens now?" he asked. "You will be taken to the Council homeworld for judgment. Your planet faces severe penalties for advancing beyond your permitted level." Adam stood up suddenly. The guards outside tensed, but Susan waved them back. "I know about the right of petition," Adam said. The words came from somewhere deep in his implant. "Any sentient being may address the full Council. I demand this right." Susan stared at him, her large eyes blinking rapidly. "How do you know of this?" "Vrek told me. Before he died." "The Zorathi pilot." Susan seemed troubled. "This is most irregular. The Council will not be pleased." "Too bad," Adam said. "It's your law. I've invoked it properly." Susan studied him for a long moment. "Yes, you have. But be warned, human. The Council is not kind to those who challenge them. Especially not younger races. Younger races. Species who have not yet proven their worth to the galaxy." Susan gestured to the door. "Come. You must be prepared for the journey. It will take several of your weeks to reach the core worlds." As they walked through the massive ship, Adam saw aliens of many shapes and sizes. Some looked almost human. Others were so strange he could barely understand what he was seeing. All of them stopped to stare at him. "Why are they looking at me like that?" Adam asked. "Because you are the first human most have ever seen," Susan replied. "And because you carry a burden that may change everything." Adam touched his temple where the implant sat. "Vrek must have had a good reason to give me this." Susan nodded slowly. "Yes, and that is what frightens them." Weeks passed as the Council flagship traveled through space. Adam spent most of his time in a small but comfortable room that Susan called his quarters. It had a bed, a table, and a window that showed the stars rushing by. Susan visited him daily, asking questions about Earth and humans. Adam answered carefully, never revealing too much. At night, when he was alone, He explored the knowledge in his implant. Each day he understood more of what Vrek had given him. "We arrive tomorrow," Susan told him one day. She looked worried. "The council has already assembled. Your petition caused quite a stir." "Good," Adam said. "They should be worried." Susan sat down across from him. "Adam, I must warn you. The council is not what you might expect. The 12 elder races have ruled for thousands of years. They do not like change." "Why are you helping me?" Adam asked. "You're one of them." Susan looked away. "No, I am Kalian. We are a client race, like many others. We serve the council because we must. My people gained space travel only 800 years ago, and Earth just a few decades ago," Adam said. "Is that why they look down on us?" "Yes, humans are considered very young. Very unpredictable." She lowered her voice. "Some elder races fear species that develop too quickly. They believe fast growth leads to violence and instability." Adam thought about Earth's bloody history. Maybe they had a point, but that didn't give them the right to hold humanity back. The next day, guards came for Adam. They led him through grand hallways unlike anything he had seen before. The council homeworld was a massive structure built around a dying star. It housed billions of beings from hundreds of species. They entered an enormous chamber. Thousands of aliens sat in rising tiers around a central floor. At the highest level sat 12 massive thrones, the elder races. Adam was brought to the center of the floor. Susan stood nearby, officially his examiner, but now something closer to an ally. An alien with golden skin and 4 arms raised its voice. "The human petition is accepted. Speak, human of Earth." Adam took a deep breath. The knowledge from Vrek guided him. "Honorable Council," he began, "I stand before you because a dying Zorathi named Vrek gave me information. Information about crimes committed by members of this council." A murmur ran through the chamber. Adam touched his temple, activating his implant. The knowledge poured forth. 3 of the elder races have conspired to destroy civilizations they deemed threats. The Zorathi discovered this. That's why Vrek's ship was attacked. Angry shouts filled the chamber. A tall, insect-like alien rose from one of the 12 thrones. "This is outrage. The human lies." It clicked. "He cannot prove these claims." Adam smiled. "Actually, I can." He focused on his implant. Vrek had left more than knowledge. The implant contained a program designed to interface with council technology. Adam had discovered it during the journey. He reached out mentally, connecting to the chamber systems. Suddenly, the air above him filled with light. Images appeared, secret meetings, destroyed planets, and 3 elder races planning it all. Chaos erupted. Some council members shouted for Adam's arrest. Others demanded investigation. The accused elder races called for his execution. In the confusion, Susan grabbed Adam's arm. "You've done something terrible," she whispered. "And wonderful." Guards surrounded them. A wise-looking alien with pale skin approached. "The human will be taken to secure quarters while the council investigates these claims," it said. "This session is suspended." As they led him away, Adam caught glimpses of the pandemonium he had caused. The mighty Galactic Council, thrown into disorder by one human with an implant. In his secure room, Adam found a communication terminal. Using knowledge from his implant, he bypassed its security. He sent a message to Earth. Council divided. 3 elder races plan to attack Earth. Prepare. I'm working from inside. Don't trust their representatives. Adam sat back and waited. He had lit the fuse. Now he would see what exploded. On Earth, Adam's message arrived at United Earth Defense Headquarters. The room fell silent as officials read it. Director Evans slammed her fist on the table. "This confirms our suspicions," she said. "The Council isn't here for peaceful contact. At least some of them want us gone." "What can we do?" asked a young officer. Their fleet outnumbers ours 100 to 1. A woman stepped forward from the shadows of the room. She had been listening quietly until now. Patricia Yang, head of Earth's Advanced Technology Division, and Adam's former colleague. Maybe we don't fight them directly, she said. Adam's data showed their ships use wormhole technology for faster-than-light travel. It's efficient but limited to certain routes. She turned to the large screen on the wall and pulled up schematics of Earth's own FTL drive. Our FTL system works differently. 3 days passed. Adam stood before the council again, this time for a formal hearing. The chamber was less crowded now. Many representatives had returned to their homeworlds to discuss the crisis. Human Adam Miller, said the golden-skinned alien who seemed to be in charge, you have accused 3 elder races of serious crimes. What proof do you offer beyond the data from a dead Zorathi? Adam looked up at the 12 thrones. 3 were empty. The accused had not shown up. The proof is in my implant, Adam replied. Let your technical experts examine it fully. That would kill you, said another council member. Human neural systems cannot survive deep scanning. Adam smiled. Then we have a problem. The golden alien conferred with others, then announced, this matter requires more investigation. The human will remain in custody until... An alarm blared through the chamber. Red lights flashed. Security breach in the docking bay, announced a voice. Unauthorized ship activation. The golden alien pointed at Adam. Secure him. Guards rushed forward, but Adam was ready. For days, he had practiced with his implant, learning to use it as Vrek had intended. He sent a mental command, and the chamber's lights went out. In the darkness and confusion, Susan found him. This way, she whispered, pulling him toward a side exit. They ran through dark corridors. Adam's implant interfaced with the council's systems, opening doors and sealing them behind. They reached a small hangar where a diplomatic vessel waited. Can you fly this? Adam asked as they boarded. Yes, but we'll never clear the defense grid, Susan replied, activating controls. Adam connected his implant to the ship's computer. Let me worry about that. The ship lifted off. Alarms screamed throughout the station. Larger vessels began to power up to pursue them. Susan guided their ship toward the nearest exit portal. Defense grid powering up. We have seconds. Adam closed his eyes, focusing all his mental energy through the implant. He sent commands to the defense grid, creating a small gap. Now, he shouted. Susan pushed the ship to full speed. They shot through the gap moments before it closed. Behind them, the massive council structure grew smaller. They're launching pursuit ships, Susan warned. Adam studied the ship's engine schematics through his implant. He saw how the council's wormhole drive worked. He also saw how it might be modified using principles from Earth's dimensional technology. I have an idea, he said. It's crazy, but it might work. While Susan piloted, Adam used his implant to alter the ship's drive settings. He rerouted power, changed field parameters, and bypassed safety systems. What are you doing? Susan asked nervously. Creating a hybrid drive. Part wormhole, part dimensional shift. That's impossible. The technologies are incompatible. Not if you adjust the quantum field stabilizers and run a recursive loop through the navigational matrix. Adam said, the knowledge flowing from his implant. The pursuing ships grew closer. Weapon locks appeared on their scanners. Ready or not, we need to go now, Susan said. Adam finished the last adjustment. Activate the drive. Susan pressed the controls. The ship shuddered violently. Alarms blared. The stars outside stretched and twisted in impossible ways. Then everything went black. Adam woke to Susan shaking him. Adam, we made it. He sat up groggily. Where are we? I don't know. No recognize star patterns. The navigation system is fried. She looked both terrified and amazed. Whatever you did, it took us somewhere the council can't follow. Adam checked the ship's systems. The drive is damaged. We can make one more jump, maybe. Where to? Earth, Adam said firmly. We need to warn them. Susan studied the scanners. The council ships are gone, but we're low on power and life support is damaged. It will take time to repair enough for another jump. Adam looked out at the unfamiliar stars. Then we'd better get started. Meanwhile, on Earth, the colony ships continued their secret departures. 16 had successfully launched. 11 more prepared for their missions. In orbit, the Council observation vessels had grown suspicious. They detected unusual energy fluctuations but couldn't identify their source. The lead Council ship sent a message to the fleet heading toward Earth. Unusual activity detected. Request immediate intervention. The response came quickly. 3 battle groups en route. Arrival in 72 hours. Maintain surveillance. Prevent any departures. Time was running out for Earth. Earth prepared for war. Every available ship moved into defensive positions. Ground batteries pointed skyward. United Earth Defense Command became the center of a desperate plan to save humanity. Patricia Yang worked day and night with her team, modifying Earth's defensive systems based on what they knew of Council technology. She studied the data Adam had sent before his communication went silent. Their ships rely on precise targeting systems, she explained to Director Evans. If we can disrupt those systems, even their biggest ships will have trouble hitting us. And how do we do that? Evans asked. Patricia held up a small device. This transmits a signal that interferes with their quantum field stabilizers. It won't stop them, but it will force their ships to fight individually instead of as a unified fleet. A junior officer burst into the room. Director, we've detected 3 large fleets entering the solar system. Evans' face grew grim. How long until they reach Earth? 6 hours, Mom. And our colony ships? 22 have successfully departed. 5 remain in the final launch preparation. Evans nodded. Get those last 5 out now, whatever their status. Then deploy Patricia's jammers and prepare all defenses. Across Earth, people looked up at the sky, knowing what was coming but not fully understanding it. News broadcasts tried to explain the situation without causing panic. Some people fled to shelters. Others stood in the open, wanting to see humanity's first space battle with their own eyes. In deep space, Adam and Susan had worked for days to repair their damaged ship. The hybrid drive systems were barely functional, but Adam believed they would work for one final jump. The navigation system still can't locate Earth precisely, Susan said. The best I can do is aim for the solar system. We could end up anywhere from Mercury to the Kuiper Belt. It'll have to do, Adam said. We're out of time. They activated the repaired drive. Once again, stars stretched around them as space itself bent to their will. The ship shuddered violently. Warning lights flashed across every control panel. When the stars returned to normal, a familiar yellow sun shone in the distance. We made it to the solar system, Susan said with relief. Then her expression changed. But we're not alone. The ship's sensors showed the Council battle groups approaching Earth. Dozens of massive warships moved in perfect formation. We're too late to warn them, Adam said, but maybe we can still help. He connected his implant to the ship's communication system and broadcast on all frequencies. Earth Defense Command, this is Adam Miller. I have critical information about Council ship vulnerabilities. Respond immediately. For long minutes, there was no answer. Then a familiar voice came through. Adam, this is Patricia. We thought you were dead. Not yet, Adam replied. Listen carefully. The Council ships communicate through quantum entanglement. They share targeting data, move as one mind. If you disrupt that network, they become much less effective. We've developed jammers based on your data, Patricia said, but we don't know if they'll work. They will if you modify them to pulse at irregular intervals, Adam said, the knowledge flowing from his implant. The Council defenses adapt to regular patterns. As they spoke, Adam guided their small ship toward Earth. They were spotted almost immediately. 2 council vessels broke formation to intercept them. "They see us," Susan warned. "Good," Adam said grimly. "Let them chase us." He switched back to the communication channel. "Patricia, we're going to distract them. Get those jammers ready." The Earth ships moved into position. Ground defenses powered up. The last colony ship, hastily filled with children and critical supplies, slipped away from the far side of the moon, using Earth's mass to hide its departure. The Council battle groups entered Earth orbit. Their massive ships darkened the sky over major cities. A message boomed down from above in perfect English. "People of Earth, your world stands in violation of Council law. Surrender to our authority or face elimination." Adam smiled grimly at Susan. "They've made their choice," he said. "Now we make ours." The battle for Earth began. Council ships fired their first shots, targeting military bases around the world. Earth's defenses responded, launching everything they had. Adam and Susan flew their small ship directly toward the main Council battle group. 2 enemy vessels pursued them, just as Adam had planned. "Now, Patricia," Adam shouted into the communication system. All across Earth, Patricia's jammers activated. They sent out pulses of energy at random intervals, exactly as Adam had suggested. The effect was immediate. The perfect formation of Council ships faltered. Some stopped firing. Others fired at the wrong targets. "It's working," Patricia reported from Earth Defense Command. "Their coordination is breaking down." Earth's ships attacked, focusing on the confused Council vessels. They were smaller and less powerful, but now they had the advantage of surprise. Human pilots flew with desperate courage, knowing the fate of their world hung in the balance. Adam guided his ship through the chaos, drawing more Council vessels away from their positions. His implant connected to their targeting systems, feeding them false data. "We can't keep this up for long," Susan warned. "The ship is failing." Adam knew she was right. The makeshift repairs couldn't hold. More importantly, despite the disruption, Earth was still outmatched. The Council had too many ships, too much firepower. Then a new signal appeared. Adam's implant detected it first. "Unknown vessels approaching," Susan said, checking the sensors. "Not human, not Council." Dozens of ships appeared at the edge of the solar system. They were of different designs, different sizes. Some Adam recognized from Vrek's knowledge, ships from the younger races that the Council controlled. "They're hailing us," Susan said in surprise. A voice came through their communication system. "People of Earth, we are the Free Alliance of Independent Worlds. We receive your broadcast from the Council homeworld. We come to stand with you against Elder Race tyranny." Adam laughed with joy and relief. "Vrek's evidence. When I showed it at the Council, it must have spread throughout the galaxy." The Alliance ships attacked the Council fleet from behind. Caught between these new enemies and Earth's forces, the Council vessels began to retreat. The battle turned. Several Council ships were disabled or destroyed. Others jumped away to safety. The 3 elder races that had led the attack found themselves abandoned by their allies. 6 hours later, Adam stood in Earth Defense Command alongside Susan, Patricia, and Director Evans. On the main screen, representatives from the Free Alliance spoke with Earth's leaders. "The Council is in disarray," said a blue-skinned alien who introduced himself as the Alliance coordinator. "Many elder races have denounced the actions against Earth. A new charter is being drafted, one that treats all spacefaring civilizations as equals." "And the 3 who tried to destroy us?" Director Evans asked. "They have been removed from power. Their crimes will be judged by all races, not just the elders." After the meeting, Adam and Susan walked outside. The sky was clearing as the last Council ships departed Earth orbit. Alliance vessels remained in protective positions. "What happens now?" Susan asked. "Earth joins the galactic community," Adam replied. "As equals, not subjects." Patricia joined them, carrying the small device. "We've analyzed your implant remotely. The Zorathi technology is incredible. If you'll let us, we'd like to study it further. It could advance human technology by decades. Adam nodded. Vrek gave it to me for a reason. I think he'd approve. Susan looked up at the stars. The Council always said bringing the human to the galactic stage would be a mistake. Adam smiled. Best mistake they ever made. In the days that followed, Earth's colony ships were contacted, and many chose to return. Others continued their missions, giving humanity multiple worlds to call home. The Alliance members shared technology and knowledge freely, no longer bound by Council restrictions. And on the rebuilt Council homeworld, a simple memorial marked the place where everything changed. It showed a Zorathi pilot and a human standing together. Beneath it were words in multiple languages. Sometimes one voice is enough to change the universe. Adam stood before that memorial a year later, Susan at his side. He touched his temple where the implant still sat. "Thank you, Vrek," he whispered. "We made it count."